This is a short bite episode of Homeschool Together. Hello and welcome to Homeschool Together Announcement Edition. I know you're sitting there, the UFO report's delayed, your crypto is just getting crushed, thanks Elon, and you're wondering, where can I go to maybe ease the day? And the world's very chaotic and all these things. Ariel, can you tell me about a really cool website you've been to?
If you guys could see the look on my face, I'm looking at him as it's the long setup of these dad jokes that really get me.
She has the look of disgust, and I have I have the sly look of like a Jack Nicholson Joker going, I'm doing this one perfect. Yeah.
I don't think it's disgust. I'm always just wondering where you're going with it. So I
might have been projecting a tad there. So
I think you might have been. So what we want to tell you guys about today, in lieu of our normal short bite game reviews, we promise we'll get back to it next week because we love the games. But we've got a new super awesome website that Mr. Booza here put together, and he's worked super hard on it. It's www.homeschool-together.com, and this is a site that gives us a lot more flexibility. It allows us to write longer articles and things about some of our episodes. Some of our episodes they need more, especially some of our game reviews. We want to include more pictures for those of you that aren't following the Instas and things, and so you can see pictures of the things we're talking about, better links, and it just gives us more flexibility. So we've got this site. There's a couple of cool things on the site right now. So, we talk all about games. We have a game schooling page right on the homepage. There's a big block that says Game School. It talks all about what game schooling is, and the Game School Co-op, which is, if you've been listening to our podcast, is an awesome group of content creators that we're involved with. It's got links to some of our favorite games for different age groups and different tags. So if you're looking for preschool games, you can go to our site, click that, and it'll show you all the reviews we've done on preschool games, for example, or co-op games, or family games, or we done a few game schooling after dark with some more teen and adult level games. So all that stuff is there, and it allows you to sort that. We have a
resources page.
Yeah, we have a resources page also on the front page there. It gives you lots of our favorite free resources. Talks about some curriculums.
The curriculums that we're using, the
curriculums we recommend. Some great free links and resources that you can use. We also have some links to our resources there. We've got you've heard us talk about this North America resources guide. We also have a South America resources guide now.
What? I know they've been waiting, and it's out.
Yeah, so we are ready to release it now. So these resource guides. Okay, so the whole thought that I had behind this was
take over the world and leave no prisoners.
No, not at all. Just that we were doing Build Your Library and Torchlight. We're doing this kindergarten combo. But I felt like I really wanted more. I wanted more books because each curriculum recommends a couple of main books, and they're terrific, and a couple of extra books. But sometimes our library doesn't have those books. And so I wanted more. What do we do if our library only has like one of the books? I don't want to get just one book on Brazil, right? I want to check out 10 books.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to be in a really amazing Snow Isle library system here in Western Washington. I know King County's just as good as well. Really dynamic library systems. Libraries. But some people might not have that.
But even our great library doesn't have all the books that are recommended in the, they have mostly the main books, but the extra extension books that are recommended, and our daughter devours books. And so we put this list together that's got a whole bunch of extra books. We may have 20 extra books. We break them into fiction and nonfiction that you could use. We do every country or group of countries if they're real small countries. We also include a whole mess of video links. We've got the national anthem, we've got flyovers and kid videos and videos about animals and other cultural things. And
with the North America guide,
lots and lots of videos.
It's been out for a little while. We revamped it. There's been a number of links that got the the kids
Are We There Yet?
Are We There Yet?
Nat Geo Kids thing.
They got. I think it's part of the Disney takeover.
I think they're going to go to Disney Plus.
Their videos got pulled down, so we've updated a lot of those links to the ones that are now available. We've added a few more. We've cleaned it up a little bit more. So there's been a little bit of improvement there. So if you got the guide, head on over there, get the new version.
Right, get the new version. So we've got, we also have movies and documentaries that are linked there, and then we've linked where you can find them streaming. So, if you want to take it beyond, let's say you want to dive into an even deeper study, we have those there.
Or you have an older learner that maybe wants to
Right, you
watch
have
a
an
documentary.
older learner that, and that's some of the books too are also better for older learners. So we put those in there as well. We have extra recipes in case you don't have one of the recipe books or you really want to get into food like we do.
Because really homeschooling goes through our bellies.
Right, we're all about the food.
Food schooling.
So we got recipes. We also have games that are either about that region or are typically played in that region, kind of depending on what it is. So I don't know how many hours of work this took. It was a massive undertaking. I've been working for like 4 months on South America.
And now we're going to Europe.
Yeah, we're going to be going to Western Europe next. So lots there, both North America, South America are there. You can get them in our store. You'll see that there's a pay what you want on both of those. So we've talked about this extensively, right? We worked really hard on these lists, but we don't want homeschooling to be cost prohibitive for any family. So if one of these guides, I think we have a suggested price of $5 on these guides. If that's not in your budget, feel free to put zero in there and tell some friends about Homeschool Together. Take it with our best wishes.
Or go and leave a review on iTunes.
Yeah, that's fine too, right? We did work hard. If it's in your budget, that's great. It helps to support everything we do. We're going to be creating, I think I have total planned 9 or 10 of these guides. We're going to go all the way around the world. So even if you're not doing a Torchlight,
be 250 pages of resources and books
yeah,
and links.
It's going to be massive. So it helps to support that. And even if you're not doing a Torchlight or Build Your Library combo or something, if you just want to do a unit study, you want to pick a few countries and do unit studies on them, this is a great way to base a unit study and just say, okay, here's some books and here's some videos. I just felt like there weren't enough video links in those two curriculums. There's a few links in Torchlight, but there just wasn't enough for me. And some of those were paid, and I wanted everything would be free. All of our videos, except the movies, of course, because you don't know where they're going to be streaming, but all the videos are free on YouTube, so you can watch everything. So anyway, worked super hard on those. We hope that you like them, and if you do, let us know, because we worked really hard on them, and we'd love to hear that you enjoy them.
And if you have ideas
useful.
For improvement or things you'd like to see going forward,
if there's something else you'd want to see, like, oh gosh, I really wish you guys included this in this resource guide, let us know. We would love. We are making this for you to be useful for you, and we've been using it ourselves. So every country that we go through, I pull up the resource guide and I put that as all the library books that we get, and then when we talk about them in our country wrap-up videos, some of those are the books from our resource list that we got and used, and we were watching all of our own videos and things. So we're actually really getting the benefit of the work that we've put into it ourselves.
In some essence, we're basically taking all the additions. So we're already combining two curriculums, and then you're so amazing. You're bringing in these other things that we're reviewing, and we're putting a lot of that stuff into the guides. You'll see them in the YouTube videos that we do when we review books. You'll see a lot of these books as, what things we recommend do you add to your curriculum. So definitely check it out. Also on that page is the TRELLO.
Yeah. So if any of you are planning in Trello,
Ariel, tell them what your husband forced you to do.
Yeah. So if you know and you've been listening, I plan everything in Trello. I'm a project manager, program manager, so that's what I do. So I love to plan, and I've been planning in Trello. I've done a few overview tutorial videos on YouTube, and a lot of people have watched those, and a lot of people have asked me to do more, and Matt wanted me to put together a whole step-by-step video series, and so that's what we did. So
those are 10, I think it's 8, 9 videos.
I think there's 9 beginner videos. They're all on YouTube. They're free. You go through, and it starts from creating a Trello account, and by the end of it, you will be able to use Trello. I didn't leave anything out.
You could those first 10, 8, 9, 10 videos are just everything you need to start using Trello.
It's all the basics.
And shipping out the door, meaning you're starting to use it and you're implementing it in your day to day.
Right. I mean, these are all the basics. You can learn, you can look up and learn anything you want from there. Now, I did put together an advanced series that is on our website. There is a cost. It's only $7.99. It's not super expensive, but there is a cost to it and the reason reason that we did that is because the Trello videos are being watched by much more than just homeschool families. They're being watched by other business professionals and people.
Yeah.
And so we did not make that a pay what you want model for that reason, because there's a lot of other folks out there who are doing that. So that wasn't in the spirit of our homeschool.
But within the
thing.
homeschooling, like if you're a homeschooling mom, you want to use Trello and you want to get into it, those first 10 videos is pretty much all you need.
Right. You really don't need to do the advanced course. What I would say is this. If you plan to really do all your planning in Trello, if you just want to dabble in it, watch the first 9 videos, get started, use Trello, live with it for a while, see if you like it. If you're kind of already into Trello, or you're going to plan out like a year's worth of stuff in Trello, that advanced course is going to save you tons of time, because it's all of the like ways to do things quicker and get efficiencies and bring in Excel and do other linking and do cool things. It's all the,
And you found a way to export as well.
right. And for if you're doing portfolios and reporting for state and stuff, all that stuff, it's all in the advanced course. So you can totally use Trello with everything I did in the beginner series. But if you want things that are going to get you lots of efficiencies and things like that, that's who the advanced course is for. For me, if I had seen this, it would have been worth it for me to do, because it just tells me all the things that took me a year to learn. So I wish I would have known some of that stuff in the beginning. I would have saved myself hours and hours worth of time. So that's what it's for.
So the website, you've got the resources. You have a podcast link as well.
Right on the front page, there's a place to subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already done that. There's also a big podcast button by the resources.
And we're breaking up all the
Game School
posts by categories.
Right. And so if you really want to find all of our first-year homeschooler interviews or something, they're all in a category on that podcast page. You want all the curriculum reviews, or all the kind of the basics of homeschooling, the getting started, about state requirements and about educational standards and how to find a curriculum, or you want to do all our organizational ones about buying books and organizing books and all that stuff. We've broken them down by categories. Now we have, at this point, we've got, I think by the time this airs, we'll have 110 episodes or something out. So there's been a lot. And for those of you that are newer, that are just coming to the show, we have done a ton of like basics type shows, especially if you're new to homeschooling.
Also,
but they were way long ago.
We've got a lot of stuff out, and we've kind of put it all together in maybe sort of like a more intelligent organization, as opposed to just saying, "Oh, I got 110 podcasts to listen to." We've tried to filter it based on what people need and what people want, and we try to provide that to you. So on the website, now that's what we have. Now let's talk a little bit about what's coming up, because we have.
You're signing me up for more work, Booza.
Oh, you know it. You can hear it happening. Ariel, tell me a little bit about game breaks. Game breaks. Breaks of games.
I wasn't prepared to talk about this.
I want you to talk about the thing that you've been working on.
Okay, well, so here is my idea, y'all. I mean, you can tell me if you think this is interesting, but
I think it's interesting. Ariel, please talk.
So my idea was, unit studies, when you buy a unit study, they're a week to 3 weeks to 6 weeks. I mean, unit studies are always, variable unit studies that you purchase. But I really was interested in what would it be if we just said, I don't want to ditch my curriculum. I just want to take like a day off. What if I want to take a day off and just play games? I can certainly do that. But what if I wanted to like make it more educational? So my idea was to take one day and call it a game break, and you take a game and you do a bunch of educational material around it, and you can finish it in 2 or 3 hours, something like that. Mm-hmm. So it's just one day's worth of thing. It's not a week's worth. I don't have to throw away all the other stuff that I'm doing. I can just take even an afternoon and say, we're going to do this, and it's going to have books and crafts and the one main game that you would play, and
extra,
videos.
A little bit of art.
And you could take it on and you could make it a bigger thing if you want to or not. And that's my idea. So I have a couple of these in development. We're going to play test them, and then they're going to be free for everybody.
Yeah,
so
and one of the reasons,
we're excited about it.
And one of the reasons why I like this, and one of the reasons why it's important, we've been talking about game schooling for so long. We talk about it all the time. Maybe a lot of people out there are interested in it. They don't really understand how to do it. The game schooling community in general is it's more of an eclectic nature of how they utilize it. And what I think is it needs to be codified in a little bit more of an organizational process where you show people how to incorporate a game around a curriculum, where in essence, how we, a lot of us know a spine. There's a book that we return to that we're cycling back, or there's a sequence of learning where we're spiraling back. In this case, the spine is the game. and everything is built around the game and how we incorporate the game as the centerpiece of the learning. If you're interested in homeschooling, you're also interested in game schooling, and you're kind of eclectic, and as Ariel said, you want to take a day off or 2 days off, this is a great way on how to really wrap your head around, we think, the proper way to do a good game schooling method and how to incorporate that.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay. So what I would say, I mean, I differ, I guess, a little bit in your definition.
I think it's important to that's the number one thing that we see a lot of times on game schooling is, how do I do this?
Well, right. I think what this is for, I think that this is analogous to.
I want everybody to know that I'm trying to get Ariel to make a game schooling curriculum. So
okay.
tweet at her, message her.
So this is analogous, I think, to a curriculum, right? Where those folks who we're gonna say, hey, use a game for education, and they're gonna go, ooh, how do I do that? Right? It's just like, hey, grab some books and teach your kid history. Ooh, how do I do that? So then they purchase a curriculum, or in this case, you'll download our free game break. So that's great for those. It does not mean that you can't pick up a game and make it educational by playing it, or add a book to it and be educational, or do an activity with it.
But those are the really creative people, and they're really good. But there's a lot of people like myself that I need to know.
Right. I think tell me. All I'm saying is
teach
not.
Me,
I don't
Ariel.
believe what I'm saying is I don't think that you have to have a scope and sequence in order to game school. And I don't want anyone to think that if you're new to game schooling. But for those people who are like, how do I make this educational? I thought this would be a fun activity for those folks who want that extra structure, and maybe this will help jumpstart some of your own ideas for different games that you have, that you could see like, oh, this is a possibility of how to do something. And it's just our idea. You can do it any way you want. But I don't want anyone to think you can't game school without something that tells you prescriptively what to do. But sometimes it's nice to have something you can just open and be like, we're going to get these books and we're going to do that activity. We're going to watch that video and play this game.
And the key thing about the game breaks that I really like about it is that if you have the game, you can check out the books from the library. We have videos, links, food, art. Everything is all linked. And so all you need is
you're adding food now, huh?
Well, I mean, why not? Well, listen, hoot owl hoot. I don't necessarily want to make my own owl dropping and eat that, right?
That's one of our early game breaks.
But now that
he's hinting.
Now that I think about it, could we take cotton candy and wrap some candy? Oh
gosh, don't
Could we do something like that?
No, that sounds gross.
Self-dissecting thing.
No.
Okay.
So
never mind.
We are working through these. He's talking about them a little prematurely, but we're working through them.
Not prematurely. I've seen it, guys. I've seen it. It looks beautiful. She's doing a great job.
I think it's going to be.
Because Ariel's amazing, and I always, I'm her biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan.
You are.
Here, I'm going to take a picture with myself in front of you.
He's taking pictures. So there's going to be that. We're working hard on that, and we do want to get that out. And what we hope to do is to start doing this with all kinds of games and make these one-day unit studies that you all can just pick up and use if you want to. Take some pieces or none at all. And anyways.
And a great thing that you want to do is you want to do it by age group too. So if you have a preschooler, here's a couple game breaks for preschoolers. Kindergarten, first grade, second grade.
We want to just kind of break them up a little bit, and hopefully add in each game break some books for younger and for older learners, in case you have multi-age kids and you're all okay. So maybe you can play Hoot Owl Hoot. You can play with your preschooler, obviously, and maybe their 7-year-old brother or sister wants to play with them too. You don't want to leave them out, so you need something for them as well that they can tie in. Even though the game's not made for that age group necessarily, we want to be respectful of the fact that we have multi-age families. So anyway, I am hard at work on that.
So stay tuned to the website, bookmark it. When we talk about this, you'll know right where to go.
Right.
Stay tuned to the blog.
We are going to do, so the blog is every episode of the podcast and any other articles we decide to write.
Exactly. So and you're already starting to maybe do some written interviews with some creators.
Right.
We got a few people lined up.
Right. We're going to do some kind of written Q&A type things.
So if you can't listen and you can sit back, maybe if you're in the hammock, you're out in the sun, you want to read an article, there's a Q&A thing there. We're thinking about doing things like that.
Right. We're going to start doing stuff like that. I'm also going to be doing a big getting started post. And I'm going to hope to finish that before the fall for everybody who's just getting started and wants to kind of step by step how to understand your educational standards, how to, how to find curriculum and just some of the basic stuff to kind of get you rolling. So we want this site, I want this site to be a secular repository for great homeschooling information. We've got all these interviews with these terrific families, interviews with creators, how-to podcasts where we give you information and tips and tricks on how to do things. We'll be coalescing free resources and our favorite homeschool stuff, and just, I'm hoping we can turn this into something really great, because it is about us all being in this together. So if you know of a great free resource or something really cool and you think that, we should know about it, please reach out to us on any of the medias or Homeschool Together podcast at Gmail, and let us know about it, and we'll put it on the site.
Absolutely.
We definitely, I want this to be a great site that people can return to, that has lots of great free information that can support all these homeschoolers. So www.homeschool-together.com is the new website.
We'll have it in the show notes if Matt goofed that up earlier.
So
we have a dash. We have the dash. That's the important thing. Homeschool together.
Because homeschooltogether.com
$2,500 is out of our price range.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of budget.
We don't have that budget.
No,
not really.
So anyway, we appreciate y'all. Thank you. I know this was a bit of a long announcement, but check out the resource guides.
Check out
Trello on YouTube.
Keep an eye on the website. Yeah.
It's really, really cool. We're pretty excited about it, and we hope that it's helpful to everyone, and we want to hear from you. If there's something we can put together that would really help you, or a resource that you need, or just, reach out. We love to hear your ideas and your thoughts.
Or you want me to put together a dance course from some of the YouTube videos I've been doing? My carnival dance course,
Yeah.
Arms
he hasn't
up.
seen our Instagram carnival. It was a sight.
Scooching left. Oh no, that might not have been released yet.
No. Instagram carnival. Oh, on the Brazil video? Oh, that'll be released by then, I hope. Yeah.
I don't know.
Should be.
Thursday?
Eh.
All right, people. You get to see my
we're
see my awesome dance moves.
Yes, Matt danced on the latest Brazil
I felt inspired.
YouTube video.
I felt inspired.
It was a little bit.
It was
I
good.
think it might have been, I don't know, a little disturbing, maybe. A little bit disturbing for me.
It was disturbing to you because it was so good. And you're like, my husband can do that?
You have no rhythm, Busan.
How much alcohol should I put into you at our wedding for you to do that on the dance floor? Shimmy, shimmy, shake. Shimmy, shimmy, shake.
Thanks so much for joining us today and making us a part of your homeschool journey. Please engage with us on social media. Join our Homeschool Together podcast group on Facebook and find us at Homeschool Together Podcast on Instagram. We'd love to hear your feedback, questions, and recommendations. Until next time,
Happy homeschooling!